Hi there guys, this is Hassan. In today's video we're gonna look at Apple past behavior and why this company is in different situation now. Back in 2008, Apple had announced that Steve Jobs wouldn't be appearing at Macworld Expo and the company would stop exhibiting at the show after 2009. This was a 25-year-old event and first steps of Apple to cutting its relations with the consumers. Why this attitude? Let's have a look at Apple's history. When Apple launched its Macintosh back in 1984, it shocked the tech industry in a way that a small company with a different thinking approach can challenge that time tech giant IBM. In 1980s, IBM is the only kingpin in computer tech. As that era was a rising period for small tech starter companies, so to prove and sell their ideas and products, they need a unique move to approach masses. So since day one, Apple makes its rivalry with the IBM and its corporate style of business, because they know they can't achieve anything by following the footsteps of IBM. Because IBM have big armies of engineers, massive cash reserves, and every other tools to be on the top. After Apple realized they can't compete with the IBM, they introduced their computer as they made for the common people. The computers are for masses, and then their Super Bowl commercial of 1984, in which one athlete breaks the screen and makes people feel alive as they were being treated like robot slaves before. You can still find that advert on YouTube. Its tagline was, and I quote, "Why 1984 won't be like 1984." Here's how Steve Jobs introduced that advert in 1983 in a speech before it was shown on the TV for only time. End quote. "It appears IBM wants it all. Apple is perceived to be the only hope for IBM, a run for its money. Dealers initially welcoming IBM with open arms, now fear an IBM dominated and controlled future. They are increasingly and desperately turning back to Apple as the only force that can ensure their future freedom. IBM wants it all and it's aiming its gun on its last obstacle to the industry control, Apple. Will Big Blue dominate the entire computer industry? The entire information age? Was George Orwell right about 1984? End quote. The message was clear that Apple is ready and coming for IBM and their computers, and the computers are under users' control, and they are best for commercial and private users as well. That mesmerizing advert, creative and promising technology, makes consumers flooded the electronics stores across the United States. Within 3 months after the Super Bowl commercial, Apple sold 155 million worth of Macintoshes. Now, why Apple is so different? Why they keep using same designs again and again? Why their product didn't have anything feeling of something new? And for that reason, I think Apple forgot its creativity. It loses the connection to their roots. And Steve Jobs said something about this in his interview. Let's have a look.
Didn't have a clue.
Well, it becomes this issue of professionalism. There's a dark side and a light side to it, isn't
Well,
there?
no, you know what it is? No, it's not dark and light. It's that people get confused. Companies get confused. When they start getting bigger, they want to replicate their initial success. And a lot of them think, well, somehow there's some magic in the process of how that success was created. So they start to try to institutionalize process across the company. And before very long, people get very confused that the process is the content. And that's ultimately the downfall of IBM. IBM has the best process people in the world. They just forgot about the content. And that's what happened a little bit at Apple too. We had a lot of people who were great at management process. They just didn't have a clue as to the content. And in my...
So here what I think. Now Apple don't want to be innovative in the market. They very carefully launch one item which is old but gets perfect with the time and then stick to it for long. Anything Apple try to copy from other companies, they always fail at the end, and they will, because Apple is one of the many companies who got its success with the people that came from the arts industry, not tech. Well, so after Steve Jobs, nobody in the company have that much potential to achieve the unremarkable results. We all can see there's nothing major differences between iOS 5 and iOS 11. So here I conclude. If Apple reluctant to change according to the user's need and lag behind creativity, then we all know what happens to the companies like this, for example Nokia. And this kind of approach always led to the beginning of the end for companies. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you stumble across this channel, please feel free to subscribe. See you guys in the next one.